for me, I'm a little bit lucky in the sense that I've got a dedicated room for it, as I worked from home before the recent events. So this room is quite zen. I've got some plants on my desk, and I suppose when I'm in this room, it is work mode sort of thing. And I use the word work mode lightly because it is still something that I very much enjoy doing. But I suppose getting in the right headspace is probably the most important thing. There's going to be a lot of people who are going to be incredibly busy and they're not even going to get a moment to think about it. But for the other people who may not be used to this sort of environment, it's just finding a routine, accepting that things are somewhat different, and then just cracking on with it and really just focusing and, get a few plants, put them on your desk, make it as enjoyable as possible. Make sure you've got a regularly stocked hot beverage on the desk as well, and just crack on with it, I suppose.
I mean, that is essential. That's what I've got in the office, I need to take that home with me, absolutely. But, it being at home, it's fine being comfortable and zen and that, but does it ever get too comfortable? Do you sort of stop working and, move over to the sofa and just watch some TV or something? How do you stop doing that?
The procrastination, I mean, it's really going to depend on the person. I'm not the best person to be giving advice. I'm not, because of the fact that this is what I enjoy doing anyway. So my hobby is what I would be doing. So I would just be indulging in something I'm enjoying a lot anyway. But yeah, I mean, it is easy to just quickly snap out of that mode. Once you're in that mode, and your head is in the right area, and you've got some tasks, you're just going to crack on with it, and just don't allow yourself to get out of that room that you've assigned. Or if there's a TV in the room, take it out of the room.
Some people are going to be really affected by the coronavirus, obviously working from home, the travel restrictions. But for you, is it kind of business as usual because you're able to work from home? That's what you do anyway. And putting out videos is going to be just the same, or is that just an assumption?
For the most part, it's business as usual. It's not like I rely on leaving the house to do anything. And I've obviously got a shop up the road, so I just go up there when I need stuff. But I suppose the difficulty with what's going on is YouTube have just released a statement saying that they're having to send a lot of their employees home, which is obviously resulting in a few issues that YouTube haven't previously experienced before. So they released a statement basically saying that any sort of manual review cases, so if a video gets flagged for potentially something that's not advertiser friendly, fortunately I don't make very controversial videos fixing Game Boys, but if something got falsely flagged, which can happen, we're talking about, UI and bots and stuff that isn't necessarily perfected right now, then what's happening is the videos are essentially just going to be removed. And then YouTube have just said that they cannot deal with it at this current moment in time. So that's somewhat scary. But besides that, I review a lot of knockoff, cheapo Chinese consoles that play your old retro video games, and it's going to be quite difficult to stock those in. I've already got notices saying that, I've had it from the start of the year, really, when China went into their lockdown, but I won't be able to get in my usual amounts of funny knockoffs. But besides that, it is pretty much business as usual. So once I've jumped out of bed and had a shower, I feel fresh and I feel like I'm ready to go. But recently the weather's been pretty decent, so I have been going out for a cycle, which is a bit questionably naughty. But yeah, I mean, once you've had a shower, you're feeling fresh, you're in the mode, you go for it.
And your channel, The Retro Future, how is it going, and how's it been going since we last spoke to you?
It's over doubled in size since we last spoke, which is obviously, that's a no-brainer. That's
wicked.
Absolutely been amazing.
Well done.
I think that the more scary part now, and I suppose this is not really an issue as such, it's just somewhat slightly daunting for me, is now that my audience is obviously bigger than it was before, and it's at a stage now where companies want a piece of it. I'm getting quite a lot of brand deals in, and I'm having to sign contracts and NDAs and that sort of stuff, which I don't really have a lot of history with, and it's not like I've got a team of people to go through it and make sure everything's okay. So that is slightly scary. It sort of hits you when those sorts of things happen, that the platform that I've built and the audience that I've built is actually really substantial now, and that's a really amazing feeling.
With everything that's going on, lots of people will be self-isolating, staying in their house, maybe not working, and trying to entertain themselves. So do you feel like, in a weird, backwards way, that your channel might actually benefit from this and people might be watching YouTube and your videos a bit more?
And in terms of continuing to make content and hopefully continuing to do well during this outbreak where a lot of people are going to be at home, I think the most important thing for me is just continuing to do everything as normal, because if you start alienating certain, topics and certain things that I'm not very well read about, I can't even give, advice on this sort of situation. I think people are going to start feeling more scared and as I said, alienated. And I think that's something I don't really want to do. I just want my entertainment to be entertainment as it was before, and hopefully people will find some enjoyment in it. If it does well because more people are off, then great. But realistically, I just don't want things to change, and I think everybody feels the same.